It's the news we've all been waiting for. Wes Streeting has dropped the bombshell that he's now quit as Health Secretary in an open challenge to Keir Starmer's leadership. He announced it about 1 o'clock today in a tweet. He tweeted out his letter to the Prime Minister saying that he'd lost confidence in him and he doesn't believe he will lead the party into the next general election. This is a major moment. We've been waiting for it all morning and it's finally come, and it's now likely to open the floodgates and trigger a leadership contest with Andy Burnham, Angela Rayner, potentially Ed Miliband, and the Armed Forces Minister Al Khan's also circling and suggesting that they're going to jump into a contest. It's been coming for days now. Pressure has been mounting on the Prime Minister after last week's local elections disaster in which Labour were humiliated across the country. They were also humiliated in Wales, suffering a historic defeat there, and in Scotland. And the Peter Mandelson scandal as well has been rumbling on for months and months and months, and it's not going away anytime soon. And this has now come to a crunch point today, which has left Wes Streeting the first to go over the top in such dramatic fashion. He'd been suggesting it overnight. He's written a pretty lengthy letter to the Prime Minister in which he says that he kind of praises hails his efforts in improving the NHS and tackling the problems there, but he is now gone. He will leave a big vacancy there. I would imagine one of Keir Starmer's loyalists will jump into the role, but with a leadership contest coming, then they won't be in that role for very long if there is a new Prime Minister. Now, Wes Streeting still doesn't have the 81 MPs he needs to trigger a contest, or we don't know if he's got the numbers yet. He must be pretty confident though if he has pulled the trigger on his time in the health department. So you can expect he's got the numbers, and then it's a case of Angela Rayner, who announced this morning that she is now clear of the tax investigation surrounding her. Remember, she was sacked by Keir Starmer last year after it emerged that she had not paid all her taxes on her home, and anyway, she's been cleared by the HMRC. She's paid back about 40 grand and she got no fine, so she could potentially stand in the race too. She kind of gave mixed messages this morning. She's suggested Sir Keir should look at his own future, and she is seen as the soft left candidate, potential soft left candidate, along with Ed Miliband, and of course there's Andy Burnham, the Greater Manchester Mayor, seen as the favourite in the contest if he stands, but he's got to get a seat. He's got to wait for an MP to stand down so he can fight the by-election in Manchester, in the Manchester area, in the northwest. But that's not a foregone conclusion. Reform did very well in the local elections there. I'm sure they'll throw the kitchen sink at it if there is a by-election. So it's not certain that Andy Burnham could even enter the race, but if he does, he's likely to be the favourite. Now, this is likely to drag on, and throughout the summer, I would imagine, we may not even see Keir Starmer leave as Prime Minister until perhaps September. I mean, he may go today, he may go this week, but they may want an orderly transition and one in which the new Labour leader and Prime Minister is announced probably at their conference in the autumn.
All we have is a load of re-announced policies, hounding our brave veterans through the courts, legislating for digital ID, a policy they told us they dropped, banning trail hunting, just more class war that makes no one's life better, scrapping NHS England, something the Prime Minister announced 14 months ago. But then I suppose the Health Secretary has been a bit distracted lately, hasn't he? Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah. He's chuntering now. Why don't you just do your job? Do your job. Even worse, Mr. Speaker, is what isn't in the gracious speech. There's no point in him giving me dirty looks. We all know what he's been up to. You'll know. Even worse, Mr. Speaker, is what isn't in the gracious speech. There is no defence readiness bill because apparently it isn't ready. Where are the plans for welfare reform? There are none because Labour MPs blocked them. Where is the plan to make savings? There isn't one because Labour don't know how to make savings. They only know how to spend money, other people's money. Where is the plan to support businesses? There isn't one, because they don't understand that it is business that creates growth, not government. They have no answers to what really matters, the problems that must be solved to get Britain working again. Now, Mr. Speaker, I will say that I do feel very sorry for Labour backbenchers. I do. They arrived here, not that it's true, I do feel sorry for Labour backbenchers, I do. They arrived here not that long ago with such high hopes. Some of them, in fact, were so talented, they were made ministers before ever speaking a word in Parliament. So talented. Although one of them has just resigned. I mustn't forget that. One of them has just resigned. We have watched, Mr. Speaker, their growing horror, day after day, week after week, as this hope descended into total chaos. The dread as they are sent out yet again to defend the indefensible. The injustice at feeling like pariahs in their own constituencies. Banned from pubs, banned from hairdressers, which is presumably why all the women on the front bench have the same hairstyle. The realization, Mr. Speaker, that their legacy is just going to be... Now, they can complain as much as they like. I wasn't expecting this to be comfortable for them. They're the ones who are trying to unseat their Prime Minister. They should face that. The realization, Mr. Speaker, that their legacy is just going to be breakfast clubs and Peter Mandelson. Labour MPs have been treated as disposable by their leadership, sacked for backing the two-child benefit cap, sacked for opposing welfare changes, sacked for supporting farmers. The Prime Minister then U-turned on all of them. It must be tough when you take a principled stand and have the whip removed only for the government to confirm 6 months later that they agreed with you all along. It is no wonder, Mr. Speaker, that nearly 100 Labour MPs have now called for the Prime Minister to go. I know that there's another 100 who claim to be supporting him, although some of them didn't even know that their names were on that list. When you can only get a quarter of your MPs to publicly back you, the game is up. And so the starting gun for the Labour leadership contest has been fired. So let's have a look at the runners and riders. We have the former Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, former Deputy Prime Minister, who has given up vaping. She's not here. She's given up vaping, but still hasn't paid her taxes. We have the Health Secretary, who accidentally sent his takeover plans to number 10, almost as incompetent as leaving them on the photocopier. And we have, Mr. Speaker, the Mayor of Manchester. The Mayor of Manchester, Mr. Speaker, a self-proclaimed winner who has twice failed to win the Labour leadership, including against the member for Islington North. As one Labour MP said about all the candidates in this race, and I quote, "We have to face up to the fact every single one of them is," I apologise, Mr. Speaker, F*** useless.